Hi, this is going to be a spotlight video where we shine a light on Bayesian Statistics the Fun Way by Will Kurt. All right, this is a really unique and interesting gem of a book that is engaging and interesting and actually fun to read. It sounds weird to say, but this is an interesting statistics book to work through. All right, so if you're interested in getting the book, here is the publisher's website. So nostarch.com, learn Bayes. So it's No Starch is the textbook company. Here is the cover of the textbook. And, rubber ducks make me smile. This is an interesting book. This is an exciting book. It made me laugh out loud several times as I read through this. All right, so this is an engaging statistics book. Now, I know that that is absolutely an oxymoron. Now, if you think about most textbooks, what they do, they go, for statistics, let's say it's statistics for business or statistics for biostatistics, statistics for education, something like that. They go out, they find esoteric data sets, and they have you run examples, and you don't really understand why this is interesting because you weren't part of the project of collecting the data. So it's not interesting. You don't really understand what the point is. You're just running some numbers through an algorithm. Now, Bayesian statistics, the fun way, turns this on its head. What the author did was took a concept and go, what would be the most interesting example that I could possibly give of this concept? And then the author did that. And so as you work through, you get these weird, funny, illuminations of these ideas in Bayesian statistics. Now, Bayesian statistics is not a light topic. This is a very deep statistical concept, but it flows very naturally and very easily as you read this book. The examples are truly compelling. Let's see. I mean, it's interesting. It's funny. And this really goes against the grain of how stat books are written right now, in that usually the author has they want their book to basically be a copy and paste of what they already wrote, and they want to change the examples so that it will fit a particular field so that they can, say that this book is so much different. If you look at statistics for business, statistics for education, statistics for, science, anything like that, really, those are just introductory statistics, just with different data sets. And it's it's the same thing over and over and over, but they're written for the purpose of getting somebody who feels like their field is special in terms of data, and somehow it needs to be a special book for them instead of a regular introductory statistics textbook. And I said this before, but I laughed out loud several times while reading this book. This is, it made me chuckle. I mean, like real laughter. This really does a good job of keeping you engaged. So if you want to learn something, you have to be engaged with the material. And this book really does a good job of keeping you like hooked to that book. It's weird to say that about a statistics book. Now, something that's also interesting about this is that this is an accessible book. Once again, another oxymoron. Statistics the Fun Way does a good job of presenting the material without using a lot of mathematics, without using a lot of coding. Now, there is math in here, there is R code in here, but it's pretty light. In fact, I feel like the section in the back that goes over R code is actually overkill. I think, if you're not familiar with R and you download the R GUI or R Studio, you could probably just type in almost all the code that's in here, like right out of the gate, without even having to look at that appendix. So, I mean, it's very light code, very light on the mathematics, as light as it possibly could be for these concepts, which I really think the author hit a home run on this. All right, now, who is this book for? Well, so I'm going to say first and foremost, if you have an introductory statistics background and you want to learn Bayesian statistics, this is absolutely a good place to start. Now, this is not a grind through the details textbook. This is a big picture of Bayesian statistics book. So here you're going to see the forest, but it's not going to get, but you're not going to get into the detail of the individual trees. And so that makes it easier to read. It's more fun to read. And also, this would work very well as a primer if you were if you were sitting through a Bayesian statistics course and you want to know what the heck is going on. Why am I doing this? Why am I interested in this? Why is the professor presenting this material? Well, the Bayesian statistics, the fun way, it does a good job of showing you why you do something. Another good population for this book is going to be managers and supervisors who are over data projects, but they have lighter statistics background themselves. Maybe they don't have any stats background at all, and they want to have a better idea of what's going on for their subordinates who are completing tasks. Also, anybody who has had to grind through all those ugly details of a Bayesian statistics course, but they really miss the point of it. I know that I've sat through courses, I've got an A in some of these courses, and after I was all done, like, why did I do this? I don't understand the point of what I did. This book will fill in those gaps very, very quickly for you. Now, what are my personal favorite parts of this textbook? All right, there is an alien ray gun example where you and your friend get transported to an alien planet and the alien is shooting at you with a ray gun and your buddy goes, what's the probability of it's going to jam on the next firing? And you, as a Bayesian statistics aficionado, you use an uninformative prior to estimate the likelihood that it's going to jam on the next trigger pull. And I thought this was really funny. I thought, this is really absurd. I just imagine one of my buddies and I, hunkered down behind a rock and the alien's shooting at us. And my buddy asked me this, this question. So I thought that was funny. It was a good example. I actually, on this point though, I'll point out that I actually disagree with the thesis of the example that they have at the punchline of it. The author actually makes a case against the uninformative prior for beta Bernoulli, conjugate prior questions of using the uniform distribution. I disagree, but the author does make a good point. Now, my favorite section overall is the last section in the book, the hypothesis testing. For me, I felt like this was really poorly presented to me when I learned it. I really didn't see why it was that at the time, or why hypothesis testing was set up that way. I'm still not fully comfortable with it, but this book really did make me feel better about hypothesis testing using Bayesian statistics. All right, so here is the book. Bayesian, the sun is shining off of it. Let's see. My car. Yeah, all right. Well, you're gonna miss out. But all right, so Bayesian statistics, the fun way. It's a good book. It's an interesting book. You will be glad you read it. So life is short. Do math.